The waiting game continues in Nashville. Will lawmakers pass a bill to require seatbelts on school buses after the Woodmore crash? Good evening. I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Calvin Sneed. Even though lawmakers thought it could come up in a committee today, the proposal was delayed yet again. As the lawmaking process plays out, Stephanie Sanastasi spoke to one bus driver who questions what drivers will be liable for. Stephanie.
Kim, Calvin, Anthony Baker loves being a bus driver, but in the past few months, he's been frustrated watching the school bus seatbelt bill get passed through committees. He says if lawmakers want to know how to keep kids safe on the bus, they should ask the drivers.
This is what Durham bus driver Anthony Baker believes sparked the statewide conversation of seatbelts on school buses. A conversation he says he hasn't had a say in.
It's been very frustrating because we as drivers, we're doing the job. We're driving the buses while others are able to go to Nashville and argue from a different viewpoint.
He calls Joanne Favor's seatbelt bill an emotional response to a tragedy and something she's doing because her constituents have asked her to.
Unfortunately, the public does not drive school buses, and so they're not as familiar with what the risks are.
But Baker says he's very familiar and he's done the research.
The automobile is not meant to protect in the same way that a school bus is meant to protect. As it is right now, buses are the safest form of transportation.
Some lawmakers agree with that, but others, like Joanne Favors, see seatbelts on school buses as the only option.
Restraint systems do save lives and minimize injuries. This is not a bad bill.
Baker wants the bill to be more thought out.
How can you make sure 60 children are buckled in as you're driving?
His other concern, who is liable if the child doesn't buckle up?
This job is going to cost me not only my livelihood, but maybe my freedom over something that I can't control.
However, Baker thinks drivers and lawmakers could reach a middle ground. For that to happen, he would want protections for drivers in lawsuits and a bus monitor that could help enforce the law and keep children from not distracting him while he drives.
In the public eye, we're responsible, literally, we're responsible for these children.
Baker believes legislators should be focusing on spending their money on cameras outside of the bus instead. He says those would help catch drivers around the bus breaking the law that truly put children in danger every day. Kim.
Stephanie, thank you. This bill to add the seatbelts to school buses isn't the only one working its way through Nashville in the wake of